the rogue word. This week we are going to review Kelly St. Clair's The Vampire Towers series. Now, this series was amazing. There are no other words for this series other than friggin' amazing. For starters, I don't know how Kelly St. Clair does it, but she just like sinks her claws right into you and you're just like, where have you been all my life? Which is pretty much the whole series was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, hey. And then you want to yeet Kairos across the room because he's kind of a douchebag. But anyways, jumping into book one starts with Basi Lespire. If I say her name wrong, my bad, guys. She is an heiress who hates having money. She wants to be common and live with like normal people and like work for what she has. She just doesn't want it to be handed to her, which I can respect. So she decides to leave her grandmother's estate with all of her money left behind, all that fun stuff, and she tries to get a normal job. And her best friend Tommy is there to support her, be her cheerleader, but also keeps her grounded in like the same sense. So everybody needs a best friend like Tommy. I want a best friend like Tommy. You need a best friend like Tommy. Everybody needs a Tommy in their life. Well, anyways, so Basi ends up getting a job at a real estate agency. And that's where she meets Kairos. And Kairos is a Visimo, which is a vampire. It's Kelly St. Clair's word for it. It's cool. It's a new spin. Whatever works. Anyways, Kairos is broody and masculine and like reeks alpha male. And given the description in the book, he's a complete babe, which we all like complete babes in books, especially if they're adult rated. Anyways, there's a lot of love-hate there. There is, I don't know how to, okay, so there is a lot of push and pull between Kairos and Basi. There's a ton of it. She is strong-willed, she is opinionated, she is grab him by the balls, and that's how it's going to be done. Kairos wants to dominate her and protect her and love her, but all these things, and it's like push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. It's neat to see, and it's really neat to see their romance and their friendship and all the things evolve over the 3 books. Because by the end of the first book, they're kind of like, I think I like you, but I'm too dumb to admit it. Kairos is just smitten and a complete butthead. But whatever. So, anyways, the big thing about these books is the vampires play this game called Ingenium, which the easiest way to explain it is think Monopoly. Each night, the kings, which Kairos' dad is a king, Kairos is essentially a prince, they roll the dice. And that gives them a turn to go and buy real estate, which is the ultimate goal, to have all the real estate that they can so they have complete power. Which, think Monopoly. It's very, very similar, just a new take on it. And their entire lives center around the rolls and what properties are going to be able to be purchased and what aren't. And Basi comes in and she's just like, I'm going to buy this one, I'm going to buy this one, I'm going to buy this one. And she does. Well, by the end of the book, she does things. Kairos does things. I'm trying not to give too many spoilers because I want you all to read the books. They are amazing. So anyways, book 2 rolls around. And there's a couple blood exchanges that happen between book 1 and book 2. And here's the thing. Blood exchanges can be used for compulsion. Great. But with it comes something called the thrall, which basically turns like Basi and Kairos into nymphomaniacs, and all they want to do is bone. Well, they're kept apart, which is just no fun, and Basi doesn't remember anything from the thrall, and Kairos becomes like a mean nymphomaniac who just kind of wants to beat everybody to get to Basi. Well, it doesn't happen. Anyways, in book 2, the same stuff is going on and on and on. They're still rolling. Basi's still an idiot and won't admit she loves Kairos. Kairos loves her, is doing the whole alpha male thing. And then Tommy and her have a falling out somewhere between book 1, book 2. Either way, it's not super important because they make up and they're BFFs again, which is fantastic. Anyways, so towards the end of book 2, Tommy gets herself a boyfriend. And it's not just any boyfriend. It's from the rival clan. And she's enamored and she's in love and has no idea he's a total vamp who is just using her to get to Basila, which essentially will get to Kairos. Because the whole thing is they want him to lose control. Because then Kairos has to get put down. And at the end of book 2, there was a part that was just really, really hard to stomach because the guy that Tommy had fallen in love with was part of a brothers of triplets. It's weird. But whatever. And they're psycho. They're demented. They're sick. They're twisted. They are perverse. I mean, they're monsters. There's no nice way to put it. They are true blue monsters. And they had drugged and beaten Tommy until like she almost died. She probably would have died had Basila not made the agreement she did to sell out Kairos and his family. And part of the agreement was Tommy gets to dropped at the hospital immediately. And they strap a bomb to Basila's neck. I mean, it was nuts. And like, it was a bloodbath. And then the king and these triplets are live streaming for Kairos' clan, the whole family, to see Basila die. Which, alpha male, who can barely rein in his own power, the woman he loves with a bomb strapped around her neck. I mean, it's gonna get rough. And it did get rough. And it got bloody. And it got gory. And it got all the things. And it hit you in all the feels because you're like having a panic attack while you're trying to read this part in this book. And you're like, oh my God, is she going to die? And that's exactly what it was. I was like freaking out. And I'm like, please, baby Jesus, don't let her die. Because then what's going to happen? What's going to happen with Kairos? Is there going to be more to the story? Does like the next book going to be about his like seeking revenge? It was nuts. So anyways, obviously, Basila is a complete badass, and she lives and takes down one of the triplets, which happened to be the one that Tommy loves. Tommy has no recollection of any of it. She doesn't know anything about it. And then jumping into book 3, which was just released yesterday. Oh my God, it's amazing. And Basila had to lie to Tommy about what happened. She did not want Tommy to know because while she was still healing, because Basila was mangled. Like, holy Pete, I'm surprised she even lived. But it's a book, so anything can happen. Anyways, when Basila is finally allowed to return to her estate, she told Tommy the truth. And Tommy lost her friggin' marbles, was like, you're a liar, you're this, you're that, blah, 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 and left. Quit working for Basila, because in the meantime, I'm trying not to give too many spoilers, but Basila's grandmother had died in book 2, and it was courtesy of the triplets. Douchebags. And Basila wanted to carry on her legacy by winning the game. She was a silent third player that no one knew about except for her oldies, because they all low-key kind of played the game, and that's how it worked out. Anyways, so all this stuff came to light eventually. because the opposing clan was about to win the game. And it was because of Basila. Part of the deal she had made was to sell out Kairos and his family so that the other clan could win, just to save Tommy. And when Kairos and his family found out about it, all hell broke loose. Like, Kairos wouldn't speak to her. He was like, you're this, you're that, blah, blah, blah. It was just like gut-wrenching. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, you love her. Don't be mean to her. Because he did this at the end of book 2. And you wanted just to yeet Kairos across the room, but you can't, because he's a fictional character. But the thought would be really nice, because he turned out to be douchebag extraordinaire at the end of book 2. Like, so mad. I'm still mad. And anyways, during book 3, Basila did all the things to help Kairos' family. And I don't want to give away too much, but them two, she finally professed her friggin' love for him. It took her long enough. She was just dumb. Like, you have this great man who wants to love you, and you're being a stink and not letting him, or even admitting your own feelings. It's like, what is wrong with you? Which I thought a lot while reading this entire series. I was like, what is wrong with Basila? Is she dumb? And then I thought about that with Kairos. I'm like, is he dumb? And Kairos has a really kind of cool family. They're all sort of kind of blood related, but they're not kind of blood related, because harems are a big thing. So, like, it was common practice, but not with Kairos. He wasn't into that. He didn't want one. And Tommy, girl, she got herself her own harem at the end of the 3rd book, and I wanted to give her a standing ovation because it was amazing. I'm like, you get it, girl. You just get you some. Anyways, this book, the 3rd one, oh my God, so steamy. Stupid, ridiculously steamy. Whoo, Lord. And yeah, girl, let me tell you, you aren't ready. You are just not ready. It will make you blush. It might make your toes curl. It did all the things. It was so well written. The erotic scenes in the last few books were just so well written. You're like, okay, girl, get it. And that was nice. But the one really nice thing about this entire series is that you really, really get to know the characters. And in some other books, you don't get to know the characters as well as you did with this. And you don't connect with them on that level that I think that you need to connect with characters to really, really love and feel for the book. And with this entire series, you did, which was amazing. I fell in love with Basila. I think she is one of the best heroines I have been able to read and relate to and do all the things. Kairos, he's kind of a bully, a little bit of a douche, but his heart's there. Like, it's in the right place. He just doesn't know when to back off and to trust. And that's a big thing with him, is he doesn't trust. And I mean, I get it, but in the same sense, I mean, girl could handle her own. Tommy, I loved her. I want a best friend like her. I still think everybody needs a best friend like Tommy because she was amazing. Fred, her butler, bless him. Bless his heart. I felt for him. He just acted like nothing was going on. Everything's no big deal. Yes, ma'am. Let's do this. And he was like, whatever. And he was great. I loved him. I kind of want my own butler named Fred. I wonder if I can get one. Maybe. I mean, the whole series. I loved it. It was beautifully done. And the erotic scenes were so beautifully done. And the writing, and it was captivating and erotic and enthralling and all the things good books need to be. And it was cohesive. As a series, it flowed beautifully. Because sometimes when you read a series, it gets a little choppy. It doesn't quite mesh, but these flowed so well and so beautifully. I mean, oh, brilliant. Anyways, these books are just a few bucks on Amazon for the Kindle edition. They are all free if you have Kindle Unlimited. And Kelly St. Clair has a Facebook group. I will link below. That way you can join it. She does fun contests, all the things, and it's a super active, fun group. I think you guys would all enjoy it. So I'll put the link below. That way you guys can join if you want to. All of our social media. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button. You know the spiel. Anyways, have a good day. Bye.